What you want
Ma'am,
to
we're
hear?
just gonna talk about your foundation and few questions related to that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So my
I
name is start.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
wait for a few minutes.
No, no, we can start.
Okay.
So, good evening, everyone. I am Lavka from ITM Business School, Navi Mumbai, and I'm doing my internship with DORAI Foundation for 15 days. And today we have with us Mrs. Shirley Charles, who is also the founder of Roots NGO, Chennai. So, my first question to you is, ma'am, how did you start with this foundation? As I know you have this very real passionate about teaching students and being very close to them. So, how did you start this foundation?
So my name is Shirley. So everybody knows that. So I start this foundation 2005. So nearly I completing 15 years. So my background is very poor. So I have to study myself and I have to pay my fees in myself. So I have worked in one NGO. So that time my first salary was 700 rupees. When I was 97, so 1997, I got 700 rupees salary. So my fees was 3 month once, 1500. So I was working that NGO for street children, runaway children. That time a lot of beggars and runaway children be there in Chennai city. Most of the people poor, they wonder how they live in the road and they have a bath and sleep and everything will happen in the road only. Even they got marriage in the road. I got lot of experience and they got even baby borning in the road and first night in the road and age attending everything in the road, main road only it will be happen. So that people be in signal. Most of the people live in nearby signals only. That time they go when the signal put stop. The children all take the child babies and run away to beg. So it is all the very make me very sad. So this city I'm living, even at that time I was struggling for my education, my life. So that time I was my city. Their people are struggling more than me. So my struggle is not much. So I was that time make me happy. What is my struggle also forgot about that time. So I was very happy to live what I have, and I work for these people for children education. I should work for the children education. So when I go to children nearby, they all come and beg to me. They'll ask money only. I when I go, I never gave money to anyone. I never gave food to anyone. But I take one six slate. That time we had a slate, writing on the white chalk. The I used to carry my bag like a jolra bag, so it will be like a big size. Uh, so I put chalk and slate. Only one six or seven board only I able to carry because my books also I have my education books also. So that time I used to sit in the road. I got place only sit in the road because these children they won't allow inside the compound or anyone. They won't give place. If I ask place also, the people say the children will be robbed and the children get take the place. Our place they will take. That kind of story they say, and they never gave place. So I used to sit in the main road and I used to teach the children. The children start learning from me only. They never got to school and they don't know the education. The generation never learned the education. So even their father and mother, grandfather, they are all the beggars and they live in the street only. So these children be when I was starting from the 6 age and even 15 years, they all come and sit with 10 children, 15 children. They gather become big. Every day they gather become the crowd will be go big. I'm not able to manage. So I was went to ask support with some schools. So these children very draw. The children are never study, and they haven't any ID proof, ration card, anything. They won't have anything. How can we join to school? How can you expect to join the school? They will teachers and everyone will ask me the questions. So the parents not willing to take the step to get the ID card those days. Nowadays they are very aware about that ration card and ID card, Aadhaar card. Those days they never interested in that. They only get food and every day they get money. They enjoy with that. When they get lot of money, they go watch movies. Every day they watch movie. They eat rich food, all that. But they'll beg. They won't. They don't want education, but they live in the street. Yeah, when any festival come, they'll wear very costly dress, and that one day only they wear. Other day they throw it in the. That'll be they won't throw it, but that'll be very dirty, and they won't use it. And I start teaching all those things, self cleaning and cleanliness of dress, everything. I used to start with my that evening time. I used to care this. I was working in one NGO. Not that work what I'm doing means this runaway children's and beggary people, how they came to street, why they came to street, why are they are interested in live in the street. So that kind of survey I have to take. So once I was taking the survey, that I got one large people in one place. I was here. Once one nun was like this Loyola College. One father. So here in Chennai, very big college that is Loyola College. There is one fathers every day 7 o'clock. He before 7 o'clock he give 10 or 20 rupees for breakfast for beggary people. So they'll come in one day. So 200 people you can meet. That nun was said, so I was very impressed. One day at one time I can meet 200 people. Okay, I can go them and meet them, and I can take the survey and complete my work. So I was very happily going every day and meeting everyone and talking to them, taking my survey and all my work. I'm doing it. After 1 month I've got infection of TB. So I was very sick. I not able to go out, and I was very upset. I was checking, and I was infection, light infection, what doctor was said. Instead of that also you have to take 6 months tablet. They were then I was that time the TB was very vulnerable. They used to die. That kind of treatment, not very good treatments was there. Many people was dying. So this disease come to me, and what will going to happen? I don't know why I'm taking a wrong decision to take to work like this kind of earn money, or I don't know what. I'm some disturbance, lot of confusion in my mind. So I thought I was taking a tablet, and little bit I was, but same time I was working also and writing work like that kind of work I'm doing, but I'm not involved in children's work. So I was after some time I got a break. I got marriage, and I complete my education also. So my family life, they were said, no, you don't have to go to work and all that. You sitting on the road and teaching poor people. That people, my family was saying they were like that work. So they told me to stop to all this, take care of the families. So that is, I don't know. I at that time I was not. I like to do that. I was doing it, but now the people are stop make me to stop something. You have to be very healthy. You're not healthy. You're getting sick and all that. And when you enter the family, you have to care about your children also, and the family members. All that you have to carry. And if you get marriage means that life will be something different. You have to be for family. So I was very upset, and same time, okay, I also need a family life. Even I have to live my own life. I have to go through all this, and I was said, okay, I got married, and I got sons, two sons. After getting married, I got two sons, and then I was passing. I was working in this Chennai city one, so I'm passing all the roads. When I passing, the children was remember me. Akka, Akka, they used to call me. So they run behind my bike. So I told my husband, stop, stop. So the children are running behind me. So every time when I get out from the home, I take something, my snacks, cakes, sweets, something I carry. Anyway, my children will call me. I can get down with my empty hands. I can search for shop and all will be very delay. So I can take some sweet and go. Every time I get out from the homes, I take something. And I was going and giving to each every time. They used to spend time pacing. I talk to me sometime, and nobody's teaching me now. I want to learn. They got interest now. Starting, I was teaching some education and left it, and they got interested. I want to learn. I want to study. I want to go to school. I want to carry bags. That kind of happiness they're sharing to me. But who will help you? You got married and you settled down your family, but who will help you? Got that gave me the confidence, and you went away. God, this is not right. And the children was fighting. So every day I was these children's talk. My children, there is I am there for my children, for giving a good education, putting them to good schools. But the children, there is no one, because for that only they are asking me. So that is every day upset, and I convince my family. Finally they said okay, and I every day I for 3 to 6 o'clock I spend the time with them, with childrens. Then I, well, with my own interest, my own volunteer, I get off my home and I go there and work for children. Some children I put it in the dropout schools and all. I was asking that time no dropout schools, and I went and asked children, some nuns and all I know, and church park school. Some nuns I went and I shared this experience, and they was very happy about me. You're living like after getting married also you just worry about the children, and I'll support you. And they started one open school, and you can bring how many children you can bring. Happily we'll take them here, and we can make them study. So many children went to the church park. Church park is very big schools, right? In Chennai. And street children's all they'll come with the dirty clothes, and they won't have clothes, and they would that time not where they looks very dirty. They won't have water. Even Chennai city, they have water problems. If, they have to go somewhere, and the hotels and all they used to beg water, and water problem they have. So lot of problem, their own problem they have. So that time I used to 1 rupee water packet. So I used to buy 10 rupee water packet. I carry in my bag. I used to say the children, see, for one people for 1 rupee only water bottle I can give. Okay, you have to wash your face, and I used to bring some powder and all in the paper, and you have to dress up. And I used to send every time my children inside the convent, and sisters say that time also the children is not clean, Shirley. We have to, the children should be clean and neat, and then only they have to go to, they have to come to school. The sister was so strictly. I told every children, see, every time I can't say the cleanliness. You have to take you also take your, and 10 days I came with your other 10 days you have to go alone. You have to face your problem also. See, so I left the children, 10 children, I left there to the church park, and nearby some school, corporation schools also. Many children I was joined. Many school I talked to the principal, I talked to them also and joined to those schools. So many children were studied with lot of problems, and some children are drop out and went to the work again. They went to the work, and one child was very 13 years. They want to get married, and the boy was 30 years. The child was 13. That time no aware about that child marriage was big. People are very aware, the auto will be written. Now only auto will be 20. That time's not that much of aware about that. So I was saying the child was very small. You can't get married. I was fighting with the man, and they all came to fight with me, and the police came because they are on the street when it happening. So the police came, and what is the fight is going on the street. So I told them the child is getting married, 13 years old only, and the child get pregnant, and child be have faced many problems. The 16 years, and she doesn't like to marry this man also. So I was fighting with law with the loan, and the child also standing with me behind me. No, don't go, don't leave me and go, the child was saying. So I catching the child, no, I am there for you, don't worry, don't worry, I'm fighting this. The policeman told me, what is your background, and asked my background and everything. So I said, I'm volunteer. I just work with them, but I'm not working in any NGO. The NGO won't come and support me for standing alone only. So he said, he only gave the ideas. No, you can't stand alone. You have to register something, and you have to fight something. You have to register something. You can't say something you came from home and you're helping this woman. And they easily they'll put your case and that can. And so many children you are helping, and you're not having registered anything you're saying. Okay, at that incident went, and that fight was went down, and child I went and put it in the hostel, like the story what went. Then after some time I discussed with my friends. I start my NGO named Root 2005. After that I just working with volunteers only with the school students, and mingle with the school students and street children. I take to the street children to the school, and children we teach the education. The private school children is teach English to our children. Then they learn English and mingle equal respect with it. The children also have equal relationship, and they used to bring some snacks and clothes and everything. They used to sharing. So that kind of event with the schools I had.
Yes, ma'am. Like, you just wanted to help, and somehow you touched so many hearts, and those kids became really attached to you, and you did a wonderful thing by opening an NGO. I mean, it was just a matter of opportunity that you gave them, because I don't think anybody else does it that way. Like going on the roads and teaching those people, usually people and even the public health workers or maybe police, even they just turn away from them, nobody helps them. And that is also my second question is related to that only. Like there are a lot of laws about, child abuse and child labor, but when it comes to those poor and marginalized kids, nobody looks at them that way. Like everybody knows it happens, child labor to those poor kids, but nobody cares, everybody just looks away. When we go to a dhaba or a restaurant, we see a kid working there, nobody raises their voice. How do you think that would change in our society?
So I first of all I won't. Many people ask this question also, but I won't blame anyone because there is need help is need. Many people need help. There's helping people only few. Even Mother Teresa was doing wonderful job. But she not able to help everyone. Even I was doing some job. I'm not able to help anyone. Even D.O.R.A.I Foundation doing something, they're not able to help everyone. So some people we have some little only we have to do, but we can do best. That's what I was thinking. So even the child line, many times they sometimes the phone will be uh, down, some problem, line problem. Sometimes they're not able to come across traveling. Like lot of it will be happen. We have to understand that, and we have to stand for each and everyone. I will teach my children also that you can ask help, but won't depend on that help. You also go through, take a step and go move on. Maybe you ask the help, that help will come and you can join and you can travel. But don't depend and these people will come, they will help me. Still I'm waiting. Don't do that, I will tell them. And some of the children, they from the street children, I made them study. They have complete a degree. Some of doing law students now. I'm very happy about it. And many children are now in auto car drivers, so they used to now also they are on Facebook and everything, still traveling my life. And they used to say, if you wouldn't have identified me, I'll be in the street only. Now I am there in many positions. But I many children I won't identify and show. See, if tree, you can plant the tree. See, I plant this tree this small. I grow the tree when I was big. I did not like to show my children like that. I have the photos of everything because when you run a NGO, we should have every proof, bills and photo proof and IT returns, everything. That time only able to run a proper NGO. Everything we have, but certain time we not. That the children, they will feel like bad sometime, right? See, they help me my situation poor. Now they're showing for their publicity, they may think. And they won't help others also sometime. This kind of bad experience, and I don't want to show like that. Some students and some children, they'll come forward, no, we like to do with you and we like to join with you, and they used to doing and joining. If some meeting or anything, they take the mic and they raise their voice, I allow. But myself, I won't say that. You have to say your experience with the root and you. I never say that. If they, because the people I know, I gone through that, I cross all the way. I know the feelings and pains and everything. So same way I'm feeling for my children also. So if the root is not growing very popular and getting lot of funds, I'm not bothered about that. But my children are very happy and they are living very peaceful life. I'm happy about that.
Yes, ma'am, very truly said. Like those who wants to help themselves, help will always come to them. It is not that they'll be left alone. So, my next question is, like, when you've been running your NGO for quite a long time now, it's been many years. So, are there any challenges you faced while getting your NGO to this position that it is at now?
Yeah, challenges is fun only. So everybody face the funds, but some people in my, when I was starting the NGO, many people are starting. My friends are relating MSW student. I was not MSW student, but now I got doctorate in social work. But when I was starting, I was not. I was BA student, BA history, and so I'm not background with any social work. With my thought and with my experience only, I gone through. I came through. I helped through a lot of people. But many MSW students, they start the NGOs and they was not got funds and they just break that NGO and working to other NGO. They working. So I was not work like I planned that I should not work like that. Without funds also, I was running because my experience is I start my NGO and get the funds. I was not working it. With my empty hands, I went through the street. With my home material, I went through the street and I worked. After that only I start registration. So I, without money, how to run NGO, I know that experience. Before registering my NGO, I got that experience. So that the NGO we can run through that with the activities, with the helping with the hands, with our own power, we can help. Even counseling. Now I'm learn counseling also. I'm giving lot of people counseling also. I'm doing that. So lot of service we can do without foundation. But foundation is important. Without foundation also we can run the NGO. The challenge is that fund is very challenges. That is main, and place that everybody asks, where is your office? Each and every time I used to change my office because of fund. If you have own house or something, we can keep like a office or like that. So I was changing that office room also. So that is all my challenges. Still I'm facing it.
I think you've been facing your challenges in a very brave way, because there is very rarely a situation I hear from people that they're still working without any funds for an NGO so selflessly, all yourself and your team. And I would be really, really grateful, to have you here today to talk to us. So my last question is, what change in would you love to see in this society this new year?
So love to see means now most of the childrens now have got awareness of education. Even my children who I took from the street, and they got now government self giving a house, and they're not having a work. They studied, they got a degree, but they're not having a work. They want to give for their children better education, but they're not having a money. Even the lockdown, they won't have food, and lot of people suffer for food. They won't have save their money, and they're not having a work, and they got now house, but they're not having a work. So we have to create the job opportunity, and woman empowerment. Lot of I like to do, and sexual abuse. And now before days, and I used to see the 13 years, 12 years getting married. Now they got even old woman getting sexual abused, boy getting sexual abused. So when they are talking to the people, I'm just hearing all those. So for the future, I have to work all this and try to make something change or something.
Yes, I think it is everybody's responsibility when it comes to this education, sexual abuse, and things like that. I think everybody should be aware of the problems that are going on in the society, and that is a change even I would love to see this new year.
Yeah. Now
So,
in this 1.5 month, and I met with 300 children and gave for sexual awareness camp. I was meeting each day 30 children. For 30 children for 45 minutes spending like that kind of. For 1.5 month we met 300 children. So gave for this 2 month we spent for sexual awareness camp only we was running.
yes, and I think it's also the parents' responsibility to, you know, educate the children about this. Parents usually not in India, they don't talk to their kids like this.
Yeah, even the parents where I am working, the parents are very poor, and they run for the work, and they won't have money at home. They won't have only ration rice only there at home. I went and checked when was the quarantine. I was work for the Chennai Corporation for the COVID-19. So I each one people was saying no food means okay, I'll come and visit you. Can I come and visit your home? I'll ask. If there is no rice means I can visit your house, so I can check really who not having it, because I only have few kgs of rice. So really would not have, I can say. Everybody say no, I don't have, give, I won't have, give it. No, I can't give to anyone. So I start checking with the people's house, and only rations rice, and some people that also they won't have, like that kind of situation only they are having. So every day they get the money, they eat and enjoy. The saving that was not there. Many of them attract with the cinema. They're spending for cinema and entertainment, and wasting their money. I'm drunk. For day, their men's are drinking for 150 rupees per day. They are learning for 300 rupees. They're giving for home for 100 only. 150 spending for drink. And rest they are spending for friends and like that kind of. So lot of survey I have to then going through and working on it. Let's see.
Yes, this situation, I think that is one of the reasons alcohol was banned in Bihar, in the state I live, because same reasons that the men used to earn a little bit only and still use, 70% of their income on alcohol and things like that, and not give in their houses to their wives. So, thank you, ma'am, for coming here today. And it was really grateful to hear these words of inspiration and motivation from you. And I think all of us would love to carry back all the learnings that we heard from you today. And everybody would love to do their bit in the society, just a little by helping anybody out here. So, over to Saujanya, ma'am now.
Thank you all. Nice to see you all. Hi.
Good evening. Good evening, Cheryl ma'am. Thank you so much for being with us this evening.
Yeah, first time I'm speaking to you. I have spoken to your mother only.
Yes, but I have heard a lot about you. I have heard about all the work that you've been doing, and today I was part of the interview and I heard how beautifully you started, so early, even without any support, and then managed to come this far. I think that's very important for all of us to hear. Remember that even when we are doing our own thing, we can still help the society. Ma'am mentioned how she was studying, but she was still helping others study, and that is something very important for the entire student population to hear. We all feel like my exams, my college, my school, my, but then a little bit of time spent towards the betterment of society is always possible. It's not that we can't take a little bit of time out of our schedule to teach those who do not have the opportunity to learn, to give our skills to those who really have the passion to learn it but do not have the ability to do it. So I think it's all of our responsibility. Ma'am took up teaching, ma'am took up education, but I think it's also applicable for those who are dancers, those who want to learn to sing, those who want to learn to paint, those who want to learn an instrument. All of these things, I think these are all very important aspects of our society. And there are a lot of kids when we look at these kids, and sometimes when you hear them sitting in the roadside and singing, or when you see them just moving, you're surprised by how much raw talent they have, but with
Correct.
no ability to take that talent ahead. So, ma'am, I think that's the biggest learning lesson that I've taken from you.
Thank
I
you.
remember in my early days when I was learning, I'm a classical dance student. I will still say student even after learning for like 9.5, 10 years. And I remember we used to have sessions for children who are underprivileged and children from different religion, because unfortunately in classical dance you have a lot of restrictions, so not everybody can learn it. So we it was so fulfilling because there were kids who would not be allowed in a normal dance class because they don't have the uniform to wear, but they have so much talent. In fact, some of the students that I taught were better than I was. And I think this is something that we owe. When we have something, I think it's our responsibility to make sure that at least some part of it we are giving back. So, ma'am, thank you for that very important lesson. And I think it's also thanks to your family. I mean, your family has supported you as well, and I think that's also a place where a lot of us find it difficult to go out in society. A lot of youngsters are not allowed by their parents or their family to go out and do stuff. And especially when somebody is married, then you have your family, you have the husband's family, you have your in-laws, you have everybody telling you this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. But despite all of that, finding a way to do your bit is something very, very, very big, something very great. And thank you for showing us, ma'am, that it's possible. Thank you for doing it and showing it to us that social consciousness, social awareness, social responsibility is important and anyone can do it. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think it was very, very, very great listening to you. I'm
Thank
really happy that we got your time today and that we were able to interview you today, ma'am. Thank you so much.
thank you, thank you. Nice to meet you. And nice to speaking to you
Pleasure.
also. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. We will, like Lavika said, we will be sure to do our bit, ma'am. Anywhere, anytime you think we can contribute, please get in touch with us. You have our numbers. Please make use of us to the best because we haven't contributed as much as you have, but we want to. So thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, as you can see, we are recording this interview and we will be putting this on the D.O.R.A.I Foundation social media page to spread awareness and sensitization. Hopefully, more youth, more students, more people who are at home not doing much are inspired by your story and realize that they can also do a lot more. And, ma'am, the work that you're doing, not just towards education, but also towards making the parents aware and also on sexual safety, that's something that I personally feel very close to. I have worked in the juvenile home talking to girls about sexual abuse, and it's sometimes very sad. It's beyond the how horrible the world can be, sometimes beyond our imagination, because we live in such a nice, happy, safe bubble.
Yes.
And we don't even talk about it. Even when there's somebody who looks at us wrong, we just ignore it. But we never think what could go wrong and what are the different ways that children, young kids, are traumatized and are put in a position where they feel unsafe. So that's also very, very important work that you're doing, ma'am. Thank you so much for all the contributions that you've made to society. Thank you so much for helping us share these contributions. I think it's very important that more and more people know about all the great work that you're doing. Thank you so much, ma'am. A small token of appreciation from D.O.R.A.I Foundation. It should be up on your screen in a minute.
Wow.
Ma'am, can you see? This is a small little token of our appreciation to you, ma'am. Thank you
Okay.
for being with us today. Thank you for sharing your story with us today, ma'am. We are
Thank,
honored and we're privileged to have you.
thank,
Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming
thank you.
today.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you all. Thank you once
Yes, ma'am.
again. Thank you.
We
Bye
will
bye.
share the certificate and the link with you, ma'am.
Thank
When
you.
once we put this link up, we will be sure to share it with you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. I will. I will. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good evening.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Take care of yourself. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yes, ma'am. You
Thank you,
too.
ma'am.
Thank you.
मैम ने लीव किया
हाँ कर दिया.
खत्म अपनी इंटर्नशिप
हाँ
वाओ
खत्म. फाइनली. अब
सोच
कल अगर उसने कोई और ऐसे भेजा ना कि क्यों नहीं तुमने और इंटरव्यू किया, तो अब मैं अपना सर निकाल लूंगी. बिल्कुल मैं पागल हो जाऊंगी. वो हर सुबह नया नया इशू लेके खड़ी हो जाती है सुमित्रा माँ. एक
अब
बार
मुझे
रिकॉर्डिंग
करेगी वो
बनकर
आई गेस अब उसको कुछ नहीं करना चाहिए
रिकॉर्डिंग तो बनकर
और
एडिट कर दूंगी.
तेरे को